Okay, so here I am right now in Atlanta, Georgia. This place is very interesting. It's cool so far. But I decided after Jupiter that I'd take my way up north to Sebastian eventually, because I was like, okay, I'm just gonna head north. And as I headed north, it turns out once you get to Sebastian, there's no more buses anywhere. I would have been walking a long time. So I'm at this Publix trying to use the Wi-Fi, and it doesn't really work out, really slow. So I head out back south to go catch a Greyhound to Disneyland, and there was this guy, he had a cross on his arm tattooed, and I guess he noticed me first, but I noticed him. He said something to me. I was like, oh hey, I'm Richard, and you know, he was like, nice body. I was like, he goes, how old are you? 25. Told him how I was headed to Disneyland, stuff like that. He asked me, or he was like, well, you know, I'm gay. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah. I've tried that, not a good experience for me. And he offered oral sex and sexual favors. And at that point I was like, yep, I'm out of here. So I left. I told him where I was going earlier, you know, Disneyland, the Greyhound. So he followed me in his car, and I'm sitting there like holding my knife, and like it's in my pocket, but I'm holding it, and I didn't want to cut anybody. Like I really wouldn't. It's just kind of like an intimidation factor if it got any worse. But he offered me a ride. He's like, come on, I'll give you a ride to the station. I'm like, nope, I'm going. I gotta go to the bank. So I go to the bank, and then I head out to go to the Greyhound station and buy a ticket from the Wi-Fi at the McDonald's, because they wouldn't sell it at the Greyhound station there. And I couldn't get it to work at the McDonald's, because you need either a smartphone, which my phone broke, or to print it out. So I'm like, okay, I'm in trouble. So I go stay at this park over there, and it was alright all night. I was under a pavilion. It was raining. It was kind of cool though. This dog came up. I don't know if it was a dog. It was probably a dog, but it was black and just like digging holes a little, like probably 10-15 feet away from me. Kind of creeped me out. But you know, I went to sleep eventually, and I was fine. And then security or something, people who take care of the park, came up. They didn't come up to me, but they just turned the lights on in the bathroom. And I was getting ready to leave at that point. So they just let me go. They didn't say anything to me. Probably didn't even look at me. I don't know, maybe they did. So then I catch a ride on the bus over. Buses have been free, by the way. This is weird. Like, I don't know, like different counties. I paid for like 2 buses down in Fort Lauderdale and Broward, and I think that's it. But yeah, I went to the Wells Fargo. I'd asked my uncle for $2 to pay for the Greyhound ticket. Like, I had cash on me, but you gotta use the debit card to buy it online. So I went to the bank to put my money into the account so I could buy the ticket. Turns out my uncle had sent me a lot more than $2. And I was like, okay, great, we can go buy that ticket now. So I went to a printing place after a Dunkin' Donuts where I bought the ticket, and I printed the ticket out. And then I headed to the Greyhound station and went to Disneyland. And yeah, it was pretty cool. First thing I did when I got there was pick up a pen a gift for someone, 2 pens actually. And then I traveled the park a little bit and found my way to another gift. I am pretty much completely broke now, but you know, I met Tinkerbell and went to Neverland, saw this cool treehouse type thing. I didn't really like Tomorrowland like I did when I was younger, but yeah, there's some parts that are parts of the park I didn't see yet, but yeah. Then I made my way to Atlanta, Georgia on the next Greyhound. And now I get to the station and there's this lady asked me to watch her phone while it's charging. She goes out, smokes a cigarette, and she just kind of drops her bag behind me without saying anything. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll watch all this stuff. Then she comes back and I'm trying to get the Wi-Fi to work there so I can update the blog. And it's not working. And so I'm kind of stressed, and I ask her for a cigarette, and she gives me one. We go out and smoke together. And I'm not going to be smoking, but I don't know, sometimes like I'll smoke one anyway. Yeah, I'll get better at that. But so she's trying to get me to plug her phone charger in, and it's all bent and stuff, and it won't fit. I knew it wouldn't fit, but I'm trying. And she's like, look, I'll do it. And as I'm trying to fit it in nicely, she's like, I will slice you. I will cut you. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. And, you know, she breaks her phone charger trying to put it in there. And I'm like, okay, you know, I have one that'll fit here. You can have it. And she plugs it in. I leave the station after that. And
you working?
No.
Nobody here is working?
Anyway, sorry, someone just came up and started talking to me. And as I'm leaving the Greyhound station, I find like this dreadlock guy, white guy. He seemed kind of cool, telling me we could just play music over here in the grass and no one would bother us. And his groupies kind of came up, and they asked where I was going. I'm like, you know, church. And find a church group. And he, one of the guys is like, no, where are you going now? And I was like, to find a bathroom. So I really had to go number 2. And he was like, you can come over my spot and be okay over there. And I'm like, oh, thank you, man. So we go to his little place. He had like canopies set up, and he told me he charges $10 a night to stay there. And I was like, okay, you know what, since what you're doing is nice here, here's 20 bucks. And I wasn't gonna stay there, I just gave him 20 bucks. So he grabbed me a bucket, let me poo in it, and you know, that was cool. But then, as I'm trying to get my stuff ready, he asked me for more money. He was like, look, just 40 bucks, man. I could take it from you and pull out a gun and shoot you, but I'm asking you. He's like, look, man, no, I have to give my money to other people. And so he does pull out the gun, and he points it at me and stuff, and he's not allowing me to leave. And I'm just like, okay, you know, I realized at that point, like, okay, you know, I'd be fine to die. It's okay. And he barricades the door, and I try to push it, and I didn't want to get in like the strength contest with him, so I just kind of walked away, and I had to jump this barbed wire fence, and I was really kind of nervous, so I got cuts all over me now, and I ruined my favorite shirt. But also my Listerine bottle bursted all over my clothes. Now they smell minty fresh. But yeah, then I found my way to a park over here in Atlanta, Georgia after playing some music for a little while. And I slept there after doing some yoga. I woke up, went to Starbucks to use their Wi-Fi, and that wasn't working. So now I'm kind of bothered, like 2 places Wi-Fi hasn't been working. But now it's working over here at a park. So yeah, there was this guy I met talking about how he wanted to go to Ghana and start up like a farm and stuff like that. I thought that was cool. You know, he'd been homeless before, but he hadn't lived by faith, as I'm trying to do. But and now I'm very much broke. I do have some money that I'm gonna send out a letter with, and I'm glad I don't have to get my laptop fixed. Maybe a shower or something like that, then the rest of the money's gonna kind of give out to the poor. But yeah, you know, I'm alright. It's been a couple days. You know, one day I stayed in a park, then I stayed in a park 2 more times, and I stayed in a park over here at Atlanta. So parks have been in the way. Well, alright guys, girls, thanks for tuning in, checking me out. But you know, Disneyland was awesome. I had to do it, you know. Alright, well, God bless you guys, and let the Lord be your refuge.